Oh, thank you. So, I will share the screen again in the sense that uh, if you refer to what I posted and shared on 5C Zoom lesson on Monday and Tuesday. Mainly Monday was for rate and decimals, and ratio was on Tuesday's revision. So if you missed out on Tuesday's lesson, you can go back and catch on it. So I will get through some examples and some basics in ratio. I think if you want to do revision for ratio, this is a good one. We condense the entire chapter in 1 hour and 20 minutes. And then we have our rate and decimals Zoom on Monday. If you check the playlist, right, you'll see everything that's posted there for our 5C playlist, including all the different questions that are posted up for decimals, and the one that we went through on rate. So everything's up there. So if I were to tell you that starting with my workbook that you see on decimals here, we have completed all the way to word problems, the back. Now, I will be returning to you your dividing by tens as well as measurement conversions. No, dividing by 10 is just dribbling. The rest I've already returned you already. So measurement conversions is the one that I'm going to return you. Now, you will have two folders, two plastic folders that I gave you last week. One folder was for rates and one folder was for decimals. So if you look at the word problems here, for decimals, if you refer to the YouTube channel, all the problems were gone through up to this point, page 33. Okay? So, if you refer to the YouTube channel, all these have video recordings, all this as well, up to the point of here. Today, I will go through these last remaining questions for decimals. And the homework will be the journal page here. For rates, there's also a plastic folder. We have gone through and returned rates to here, this point, 52. We started on the word problems last week. On Zoom, we have gone through all the way to level 3 question 60. So your homework is up to 64. So those of you who were not here on Zoom on Monday, you have to go back and check because I already went through these questions on Zoom for rates. So as a class, we have completed all these questions. Your homework for the weekend as well as tomorrow will be to finish up with the rates up to the last page of the journal, page 64. Next Monday, as we start on percentage, I will collect back the 2 plastic folders from you. One on rates and one on decimals. I will expect that by Monday, we are ready to hand in everything for rate and decimals. Can you understand what I'm talking about? Everything for rate and decimals. If you have been following and diligent all this while, That means you have finished decimals, and for today, we will finish up to this point. So you only have the journal and the performance task to do. So as for rate, we have already completed up to this point. There's only some of us the performance task and the journal to do. That's about it. Not a lot. However, if you haven't been following the class lessons, haven't been catching up on YouTube, and have not appeared for Monday's Zoom lesson, that will mean you have to spend the weekend to go and find out these problems that we went through during Zoom on Monday, as well as for break, these questions that we went through already. Now, I will not be repeating this in class. Definitely will not be repeating because number one, as a class, we already done it. Number two, the recording is up there. All you need to do is go check it out, the video is there. Number three, we need to do percentage. I cannot be repeating this in class anymore. So you have to do it. Is that okay? So I repeat all that. Last thing. Monday, I want to complete the whole of grades and decimals in your two folders. One folder for decimal, one folder for grades. Is that understood? Is that understood? You need to submit both. If not, I'm going to have to be concerned whether you are ready to go for P5 camp already. Okay, because when you're off for P5 camp for the 3 days, and then you're back on that Friday, the last day of school, that will be, we are more or less done with percentage. If you have too much things left behind, then you will be way behind your classmates and your schoolmates because next term has next term chapters to do. Okay? Can? Right. So now we are going to go through the last questions for decimals. I'm on this page. 33 is done already. It is on recording on Monday's Zoom. Now I'm at 34. I have not started marking your tests yet, but I'm concerned if, because when I look at my P4 work, there are some of these habits that really bothers me. For example, when I go through questions with them, they will write down their race, they will do the annotation, they will draw model, do working nicely, everything to the last part of writing units also will do. But when I tell them to do the work problem by themselves, yeah, don't know how to do. You don't see annotations, you don't see highlighting even. So I have to push and encourage them to even write down RAC at the side. So this is one of the things that really bothers me. Okay, if you're ready, okay. Pencil is not working. I use a pen instead. Okay, so here
Okay. The total mass of Alice and Bernice, the total mass of Alice and Mei. Now, all these word problems are ultimately the quest is not to complete all of them and finish full stop. The challenge really is to find out what are the different methods that is used for the problems and how it can be helpful to solve. For example, if you look at this question on Monday, we are talking about how we can add in the differences such that you have 3 continuous units to solve the question. Then this part on converting and finding the containers. And as well as rates, when we did it that day, talking about using the different rates and costs, what is the cheaper way? This one was a step-by-step approach, moving backwards, working backwards from what the question is asking for. And then there was a question on using difference to solve. Now, so ultimately, once you're able to identify the different methods are used to solve the problem, you remember the method. When you see a question that, hey, some of the keywords gives you the idea of that method, you will be able to solve it well. If you cannot recognize methods of solving, you do a million questions, there's a chance you'll get them all wrong also. But if you practice and get yourself to recognize methods to solving problem, you might just need to solve one set of maybe 10, 15 problems. And that's enough to solve all the problems in the world. And that builds a confidence even when you go primary 6 to deal with more word problems. So it's really recognizing the method to solve. Don't focus on I just want to finish it or just fill in a blank. Focus on how did I get to the method. Now, so in this case, it was about recognizing who is the repeating character. So I have a few information given to me. Okay, I have Alice, I have Bernice, I have Mei. And the truth is, again, why a question becomes complicated is when you have all of them being unknown. And whatever that's given to you only tells you the relationship of them. For example, Bernice is given as Bernice is 4 times of Mei. And for Alice and Bernice, it gives you an amount. But you don't have Bernice, neither do you have Mei. And the next other information is Alice and Mei. So I write down quick notes of this information that's found in the question, but none of them really give me directly how much is Alice, how much Bernice is how much Mei. And then finally, the question states, what is Alice's mass? So after I write down these little notes for myself, I ask myself, okay, then how? How am I going to use this to solve when I have so many things that I don't know? If you can realize, you have someone who is repeating. The somebody who is repeating, yes, is Alice. So if I use Alice that is repeating, maybe it will help me. So for this, to make it more obvious, I will draw a model. So let's say there's Alice. Alice is this amount, and Alice is the same amount in both Alice and Bernice and Alice and Mei. So let's say Alice is like this. And then because they are the same, I can actually draw a line down and make them become the same, like the same starting point. At least, same thing. So now it seems like there's a new start point of the comparison. Because at least the same. So I have Bernice and I have Mei Ling. Looking at these two quantities, it seems like Alice plus Bernice is a bigger amount, whereas Mei Ling is a smaller amount. Now, take note, Alice is the one that's the same for these two models drawn. Bernice is a different number. Bernice is different from Alice. Okay? And the total of Alice and Bernice is bigger than the total of Alice and Mei Ling. So this is Bernice, this is Mei Ling. And I draw Mei Ling as a shorter one because the total is smaller. Whereas from Alice and Bernice together is 90.45 kilograms. Now, after I reach this stage, I look at the last bit of information that I have not utilized yet, which is this part. Bernice being 4 times as heavy as Mei Ling. In other words, Mei Ling is 1 unit, and I can actually chop Bernice up into 4 units here. So I've got 4 units for Bernice, 1 unit for Mei Ling. Now, if I do a subtraction, I take this long bar and I subtract the shorter combination, what do you think I'll get? 2 units of the difference, right? So if you can see, why I think that I will choose to draw a model is because it becomes obvious to me that 3 units of mass will be 90.45 kilogram minus 61.2 kilogram. So I can do my working at the side. Remember you see, 1 decimal place. So by now, it's kind of automatic that I put in the second decimal place. Okay? Okay, so 3 units will be 29.25 kilogram. So that's 2 units. I find 1 unit, and then 1 unit is who? Mei Ling. So I use the 3 units divide by 3 to get 1 unit that's Mei Ling. Don't forget the decimal point. Otherwise, it will be doing long division just like any long division number. So Mei Ling is 9.75 kilograms. With this, I'm able to find out Alice is 61.2 minus 9.75. So here I choose to draw a model. My inventor units will be kilogram. So at this point, I will have my answers for Alice. It will be in kilograms. Are you able to solve this yourself? Hannah, what is the answer? Then to check furthermore, I can do back backwards operation. Is this correct? Seems like Alice is quite a heavy kid. Whereas Mei Ling, 9.75, maybe like the size of a toddler, a baby. Okay, it is all right. Can So this is this question. Now I choose to use model for this because I can see the relationship better. Okay, the next one. The next question, I will not choose a model. I will choose a different method. Why I'm so quick to be able to say it? Because I already read the question. But even more so is because I will think of methods to solve first. What are the kind of methods that I know? So I know guess and check, I know model drawing, I know listing, I know finding difference. There are many, many, many ways to solve. So these methods come to my head first when I see these questions. All right. Are we okay? This is page 35, question 3. It's about Janice saving money from Monday to Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So every day from Monday to Friday is 40 cents. For Saturday and Sunday, she saved $1 each. If I start on Monday, start is very important. Because if you start on Sunday, it will be a different amount already. How many days did she take to save $30? Okay, there are two methods. One is a shortcut method. I'll show you a shortcut method later. Okay, I'll show you the long method first. Okay, I will not do a model because I think the relationship, there's no comparison here. Okay, so I will go with listing. I think listing is a good method. Because I write Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. 40 cents, 40 cents, 40 cents, 40 cents, 40 cents. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. That's what it means here. And then I have Saturday and Sunday. Saturday, $1. Sunday, $1. So I list out. Now, if I am like really unsure, I can continue to list. List until the total reach 30. However, you don't have to do that because you notice there's a pattern. Next week, it will still be the same way, right? So if I repeat this next week, from Monday to Friday, how much will she save? Yeah, so it will be 5 times 40 cents is $2. Okay. Then if Saturday and Sunday, if I repeat that, there is $1 times 2, that is also $2. So in a week, it will be? Yes. So in 1 week, $4. Okay. Now, with this, I can continue to list. If I say list, I continue to list. Start from Monday. Week 1, $4. Week 2, week 3, week 4. 4, 8. Four, 8, 12, 6, 4, 8, 12, 16. It's like listing my timetable. 1 times 4, 4, 2 times 4, 8, 3 times 4, 12, 4 times 4, 20, 24, 28, 30, 32. No, 32. So week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5, week 6, week 7. Cannot already. 28, enough. Okay? Okay, then still not enough, right? You need to be $30. Now, yeah, so I will go on to the following Monday to Friday. Gives me another $2. So altogether, correct. So I hit my $30 already. How many days in total? Huh? 7 weeks and plus 5 extra days of Monday to Friday. So it will be 7 times 7 plus 5. What will be the answer? 49 plus 5. 54 days. 49 plus 5, 54 days. Okay, now you want to know the shortcut? So this is I diligently list until I reach. Actually, it's the safest method. Won't have mistake one. The only mistake is you skip count wrongly. You count wrongly. Or like what just now Benjamin said, you see 7 weeks, you thought 7 days. You know what I'm talking about? No, what you say? Who said that just now? Okay. Yeah, it's normal, it's fine. It happens. But at the same time, it's easy to check. Because you write down everything, it's easy to check. Now, shortcut. What's the shortcut? Shortcut is this. I know 1 week is $4. Right? Yes. So total is $30. So I can do $30 divided by $4. It will be 7 remainder. Yes, Benzing. 7 remaining dollars. 7 remaining 2, right? So 7 is what? 7 groups of $4. That means 7 weeks. And yes, $2 is a $2 extra that he got to save. So that, in other words, there are 7, because in 1 week is $4. So 30 divided by 4, you get 7 full weeks. 7 full weeks of 4, $28. Then you got $2 extra. And this $2 extra is made up of 5 days. So you reach immediately from this, you jump to the last step. That is if you can understand this. You know what I'm talking about? How many can understand this step? Then good for you. Then you can just go to the shortcut already. But the problem is this, when you want to check, it becomes harder to check. Yeah. Yes. And you got to be very clear after you do the division, what the quotient means and what the remainder means. Okay? The quotient means 7 weeks, 7 groups of $4. And then the 2 is what Benzing said, 2 extra dollars left. That from that $2, I need to find that it's 5 days. Then I can skip all the way to this step instead of doing the listing. Now, the last part, check. What is my units? Dollar sign? Days. How many days? Is that okay? Can you understand? Can I? All right. So for this question, you see, I didn't draw any model because model not very helpful. There's no relationship here. It's a sequential step of saving. So when I see that there's a pattern or there's a sequential step of saving, I'll go with listing or grouping. Is that okay? Okay, last one. Okay, then the last one already, the rest is covered already. Okay, last one here, page 36, question 4. Sanjit paid now money for file, $32.85 for file, as well as 3 identical pens. Leon paid $83.50 for 2 such files and 8 such pens. The word such means it's the same kind of pen, the same kind of file. The last part asks for pen. Find the cost of the one pen. Now, this one, I can choose to write down, to draw models, or to write down equations. Now, the problem with equations is that it's a bit more on the abstract side. You really have to visualize. Drawing a model helps because it shows you by a picture. Now, why would I choose to draw a model? Because now they are repeated identities. We have file, 10, and then give you a price. So, and I look at such question now, I will use the same kind of method when I saw this one. Called the repeated identity. Somebody is being repeated. I just have to find out who's the one that is repeating, and if I can eliminate the person who is repeating to find units. Can you understand? So the method to solve these 2 questions is actually very similar, as well as actually this one. See, 8 t-shirt, 20 t-shirt, 5 t-shirt, all these things, there's a repeat, unitary method. So I will go with drawing model. Let's say if I draw model or draw picture also can. Okay? File, pen. File, pen. Okay? This one, the first set here, the first set is $32.85. Okay? The first set of a file and 3 identical pens, $32.85. 2 of the files plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of these 10, the second set is $83.50. Now, can you imagine if I were to take, so this is a file, and then the pens are here. To eliminate the repeated identity, just now I use subtraction because only Alice repeated once. I do a subtraction to immediately take away Alice. Here I repeated 1 file and 3 pens. Do you think I subtract will be good enough? No, not good enough because see so much extra popping up. That's one way. Okay. Two idea. So Travis said maybe divide. Divide which set? The bottom set. Or multiply. Multiply which set? The first set. Okay. So if I use divide, if I take this number and I divide by 2, what do I have left? I'll have 1 pound and how many pence? 4 pence. 1, 2, 3, 4. Can you see what I get now? Yes. Yes. Can you see now? Can you see the green color is popping up now? And I will compare this with, so I have set A, set B, and now set C. Excuse me. Hello. Can you focus here? Yes, Aiden. Which one? First set A, 4 and 3 pence. Second set B, 2 pounds and 8 pence. I take Chloe's suggestion to divide. I take Travis' idea was multiply. Who said multiply? Travis said multiply, right? Oh, sorry. Travis said multiply. Oh no, Chloe said multiply, and Travis said divide. So I took Travis' idea of dividing. I divide set B by 2. Can you see what I'm left with when I divide by 2? I get 1 pound and divide by 2, I get 4 pence. Can you see that? So what will be this amount? $83.50 divided by 2. That will give me $41.75. This set C. If I use set C, subtract set A, what do I get? I get 1 pen. And that will be $41 minus $41.75 minus $32.85. And I'll get the answer already. Can you see that? Using Travis' idea of dividing set B into 2, I actually solved this question in 2 steps. However, if I'm going to use Clovis' idea of multiply, it will work too. Do you think it will work by 2 steps as well? Really? You tried that? You tried it? Yeah. So if I multiply set A, I will get 6 pence and 2 fouls. So Sophia is right. If I get 2 fouls and 6 pence, after I do a subtraction, I still get 2 pence. So I've got to do 3 steps of it. You know what I'm talking about? So by looking at this picture, does it help? Yeah. So that's how I decide on the method to do. Find out what is repeating. See if there's a way to make it solve easier. Okay, okay? Manageable? So end up actually, honestly, it's not that difficult. There's just 2 steps to it. But the challenge is, are you able to find out the method to solve it? that is $8.90. The units for this one will be $8.90. Is that okay? Am I getting my calculations right? Thank you. So if you look at this, ultimately, the method that I choose is drawing a diagram. I draw a picture out. Okay, and I chose Travis' idea of dividing. At the same time, Chloe's idea of multiplying also works. But I chose a different one. Can you understand this? Okay, so with this, I've completed all of grade questions up to the level 3, as well as decimal word problems up to level 3 problems. The rest is up to you already, You have to finish all of grade and decimal problems, the remaining ones, just the problem solving and journal. And Monday, I want to start on fresh percentage. Is that okay? So Monday, I want to collect both grade and decimals. Okay? All right, so right now, I will give you back your correct conversions for corrections. Can I get Provis, Travis, Sensing, and Nicole to help me?